What's up YouTube, this is Hector from Not2Nerdy. Today I'm going to show you the best way to clean a game cartridge. Now, just a little disclaimer, you don't have to do it the exact same way I do. Just in case anything goes wrong, it's all up to you. You're taking a risk over here, but this is how I clean my game cartridges, and it's been working for a long time. So the way I clean it, it works the first time every single time. So we're going to go ahead and give you an example. Right now I'm going to use the Super Game Boy. Now, the reason why I'm using this just because this is one that's kind of dirty. So right now I already went ahead and unscrewed these. So I'm going to go over the tools that you're going to need first. Okay, so for something like this, you're going to need these tools right here. Now, depending on what you're trying to use, in this case I'm actually going to use something for Super Nintendo. So I'm going to need a Nintendo one of these. They'll unlock. It's a bit. It's a special Nintendo bit. They'll unlock the stuff for Nintendo game cartridges. They'll actually fit in here and they'll unscrew very easily. Now there's also one for Sega Genesis, other games as well, but these Nintendo bits work for N64, Nintendo, regular Nintendo, Super Nintendo, stuff like that. And the Sega ones work for all the Sega games, but sometimes Sega games also have one of these, which is kind of weird. But anyway, so just make sure you have the right bit. That's one of the tools you're gonna need. The next thing I want you guys to get is this chemical called Brasso. It's a metal polish. So you can pick this up on Amazon, eBay, a couple other things. But this is a special thing that I use to make sure those pins are nice and shiny. And it's a polisher. It's a metal polisher. It'll make sure that those brass pins look really, really nice and shiny. So that's something I use and not too many people use. So yeah. Another thing you're gonna need is alcohol, rubbing alcohol. Now, some people use a higher percentage, but I use 50%. The reason why I use 50% alcohol is because I'm doing an extra step, which I'm using Brasso. But the people that actually stop and just use alcohol, they usually use like 75% alcohol. So I usually use 50% just because, you're following my steps. You follow my steps, I suggest 50% because you don't need something that strong. You just want to clean something off the top of the pins, and we'll polish the pins afterwards. So you're also going to need a couple basic Q-tips, so try to get a few of them. That's something you're going to need. You're going to need like a piece of a rag or a cloth. So this is fine right here. This is just going to wipe off the excess Brasso and stuff off the cartridges, so definitely need that. And another thing I'm going to need, this is a microfiber cloth. So this will help polish the pins at the end after we're done. So this is very important as well. So that's pretty much it right there. That's all the tools you're going to need. So I already went ahead and unscrewed these for you. So this is what it looks here. This also has, just in case you guys never seen one of these before, the Super Game Boy also has two pins in here that I'm going to have to unscrew, which I already did for you. So that's why once you do that, you can take them out. So if we look into this right now, we're going to see that at the very bottom, it's kind of dirty. This one's not too bad at all. But right edge right here, you can see like it's sort of brown, stuff like that. So the first thing we're going to do, make sure anytime you get this, try not to touch the green part as much, or the pins itself. Just try to hold it on the edges like this. And, you don't want to get any static charge or anything like that. I mean, these are not like a normal computer. These last a lot better, so you'll be safe. But just in case, what we're going to do right here, we're going to get the rubbing alcohol. I like to pour the rubbing alcohol on the cap just a little bit. So when you do it, it sort of looks like this. So you can slide this over just in case it trips. So I just put a little bit there. And I just use a Q-tip. Make sure it's there. And I grab and I just go like this. Just cleaning the pins only. Very loosely. You can see some dirt came off. Not too much. The alcohol, this is a thing a lot of people stop at, the alcohol, but as you can see, it does take off some dirt. If you can see the Q-tip's a little dirty, so that's a good sign. It was white here, and it's nice and dirty there. But the thing about the alcohol, it doesn't take off too much stuff. That's why, it works. You might get some gunk off. It might work and stuff like that, but we want to make sure it works every single time the first time. So after I wipe that off, after that, I go in here and wipe it off, all the excess alcohol. So as you can see, the pins look better, but if you can see, there's still a black line there, right? Now it does look shiny on top and stuff like that, but it still has like sort of that black gunk line. So what we're going to try to do now is go over with the brasso. Now the brasso, you're only going to need a little bit. You don't want to put too much because of the fact that, you know, it's excess stuff's going to go all over the pin, all over the green board. So you just want to be careful with that. So as you can see, put like a little bit there. So we're just going to notice how right away I got onto the green board like I'm not supposed to, but it's fine. If you get to green board, it's alright. Just try to make sure it doesn't go too far. Yeah, all that gunk's coming off, man. Probably can't see it too well with the camera. I'm going to go over in a second. I mean, I'll show you the Q-tip to see how bad that looks. But you don't want to go too hard on this. Try to go as lightly as you can, but a little, still pretty firm. You know, you want to actually clean this stuff off. Now, if you look at that Q-tip there, that's all the gunk that I removed with the brasso. That's the reason why I use brasso. And if you can see how clean that looks already, that little brown spot, that brown line or that black line that was there is gone. It's completely clean now. So that's how you do it. You go on the other side, do the same thing, flip it over. Try not to inhale the brasso too much because it's pretty strong. So I always forget that part. You know, try not to inhale it. It smells decent, but you don't want to, you know, get high off that. I mean, unless you really want to get high off that, but I don't recommend that because it's dangerous stuff. So that's nice. Got all that, look at all that brasso I just spilled all over there. That's really nice. But it's alright. Like as long as it doesn't go into like the pins up here, then you're pretty good. But just try to get all that gunk out. Alright, it's a little bit more. Man, if you could just see, look at how disgusting. And it didn't look like it was that bad. Remember, we just saw a second ago, we cleaned the alcohol, it didn't look too bad. And now, look at that. This is a brand new Q-tip I just got. Look how disgusting that looks from all the stuff that we just took off. So, for something that did not look too bad. So now we get that rag, and we want to sort of slide it forward towards the bottom of the pin like this, just to get off all the excess stuff. Make sure there's nothing on the green part. So you just want to slide it off. Go on this side as well. Same thing. Just make sure there's nothing on the green part. And also, obviously, in the gold pins, you want to take it off too. Alright, so as you see, that's it right there. Now, it looks pretty good, right? But it's still not polished yet. So now that it's still there before it completely dries, what we do is sort of like buff it out with that microfiber cloth. You know, just make sure you're there. Polish it good as you can on both sides. Obviously, the longer you spend there, the more it's going to be polished. But I'm just doing a little bit quicker to show you guys. You know, don't go too hard because you don't want to mess it up. But that's why you have the microfiber cloth and polish it right there. So this is what the pin looks like now. So you can see complete shine. Both sides. Show you the other side. No black line. No gunk or anything. And that's the difference. This is how I clean all my game cartridges. This is the reason why they work the first time every single time. And that makes a huge difference. So if you can see the pins the way it was before, and now if you look at it now, it's kind of crazy. And if you look at, hold on, if you look at the Q-tips that I use, all the gunk that's off that, pretty impressive. Very impressive. I mean, you only look at the basic way a lot of people do it, which is the alcohol. There's only a little bit of gunk came off, and after I use alcohol, I still had other stuff to clean it with. So that's how you do that. Then when you're done, obviously you place it back in. Try to remember the exact same way you placed it. Each game cartridge is a little bit different. Majority of them are the same though for Super Nintendo, stuff like that. So once you slide it back in there, you put the screws back the way you got it. In this situation, I have 2 screws I have to screw here. After I screw that, always for Super Nintendo, you always hook the top first, and then you push it down, and that's it. It's there, and you screw the 4 screws up top. But for a regular Super Nintendo cartridge, there's only 2 screws on the bottom, and that's it. So that's the way that I clean my game cartridges. So if you guys do it a different way, let me know in the comments down below. Hopefully you liked this video. And if you did like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, subscribe. And yeah, so this is Hector from Not2Nerdy Retro. I'm out. See you, YouTube. Don't forget to hit that like button. It really helps me out. Also, if you're new to this channel, subscribe so you can see new videos from me every week. And remember, it's okay to be not too nerdy.